Reviews and feedback on both the project work and the product iterations as it progresses are equally important. There are 4 review and feedback methods that can be used in Agile projects to gain critical insight into how work and the final product are progressing. The 4 methods include retrospectives, 5 whys, fishbone diagram analysis, and product feedback loops. Agile retrospectives are special meetings that take place at the end of a period of work, usually at the end of an iteration, but they can also be conducted at the end of a release. These meetings are team-driven, which means that even though they may be facilitated by a Scrum Master or somebody else, the team is in large part contributing to the content of the meeting. The purpose of retrospectives is to examine the work that we've been doing together, analyze the results, and then identify ways to improve. And it's more focused on the dynamics of a team versus the way that we've been doing specific technical tasks. Agile retrospectives have a particular framework. The first step is to set the stage and prepare the team to engage in the retrospective. The next step is to gather data to create a shared pool of data. The third step is to generate insights by observing work patterns. Following this, the team decides what to do by having a discussion about what actions to take. The final step is to close the retrospective and identify ways to make future retrospectives better. The 5 whys is a retrospective technique that we use to get to the root cause of a specific issue or symptom. Sometimes we might want to isolate specific symptoms or issues that have happened in our iterations that may not have an obvious solution. The goal of 5 whys is to clearly understand the situation at hand, maybe not necessarily to solve the problem, but to arrive at the real root cause of issues that are happening. The 5 whys is a powerful technique that's used outside of Agile projects as well, and it is a great way to get at the root cause of things that we may not understand at face value. One approach for conducting a 5 why session is first to display the problem statement, for example on a whiteboard. So we may say, "The build broke last night." Then we'll divide the team into separate groups with no more than 5 people per group. Individually, each group will answer why number 1 happened. So the first statement is, "The build broke last night." Each team will come up with an answer for why did the build break. The response will be numbered as number 2. We'll discuss number 2, put the one that seems the most common on the board, and then individually answer why number 2 happened, and so on, until we get to number 5. Whatever it is, at the end, we want to come up with 5 different answers for why, and drill down into and try to find the root cause for why number 1 happened. We'll characterize the chain of responses, and then we'll discuss and consolidate the chains into a single chain that we all agree is probably the most likely. A fishbone diagram is also known as an Ishikawa diagram, and it expands the reach of the 5 whys by allowing us to get into different categories of causes of issues that we're seeing in our projects. It helps reveal key relationships between categories of causes and the issues that we're seeing. It also provides additional insight in a very visual way. When constructing a fishbone diagram, the name of the problem or potential issue is entered at the right, and a line representing the backbone of the analysis is positioned to its left. Possible causes of the problem are drawn as bones coming off of the main backbone. Each of these will represent a particular cause category. Next possible causes are added to the main cause category bones of the diagram. The practical length is typically 4 or 5 levels. The completed diagram represents all the possibilities contributing to the potential root cause of the problem. Continuous feedback loops are a key part of Agile frameworks such as Scrum and Kanban, and they're based off of the Deming cycle, which is plan, do, check, act. The Deming cycle was introduced by Dr. W. Edwards Deming. Dr. Deming made significant contributions to quality and the total quality management, or TQM, movement. Through continuous feedback loops, the Deming cycle allows us to continuously inspect our performance, our interactions, our teamwork, our process, and our progress, and the effectiveness of all these things and how we can continuously be improving. The first stage is plan. During this stage, a plan is created with the information we have now. The next stage is do. During this stage, part of the plan is implemented or executed. During the third stage, which is check, we measure performance, effectiveness, and so on. Finally, the fourth stage is act. During this stage, we take action, change course, and adapt based on what we've learned. In summary, there are 4 common methods for reviews and feedback for your Agile project: retrospectives, 5 whys, fishbone diagram analysis, and product feedback loops.